Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty in the Frizz. My name is Cara. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another BYOP video. So for November's BYOP, we are creating a Winter Wonderland palette. If you want to see the palette swatches and see me do a couple looks, keep watching this video. Let me know what you think. And if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you want to hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining the community. I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So for those who are new here, the BYOP series was started by myself and my friend Kelly over at Keep Beauty Real in an effort to use our singles. And you know, I always say, they deserve to be more than swatched. We also have in this collab Kendra Morgan Official and Lock Maiden. I will link their channels and Instagrams as well as Kelly's, of course, in the description box. So when you're finished watching this video, definitely take a look at theirs. One of the things that I love is that when we pick you know, a certain theme or topic, not topic, but you know what I mean, a theme. Seeing how that translates for everybody and looking at the different perspectives. And I love looking at build your own palettes over on Instagram as well. There are so many good ones that I would really buy. I'm excited. This one is Winter Wonderland. So let me show you my palette. And I turned the exposure down just a little bit. So Winter Wonderland, this was definitely one I was like, I'm not sure about. The reason why is because you know how I feel about blue eyeshadow, but lately my feelings about blue eyeshadow have really changed. So I was really excited to pick this palette out. When I think about Winter Wonderland, I do think about snow and ice, but then the next thought that came to my mind is hot chocolate, and that explains the two brown shades. I also am a huge fan of blue and brown, so I think this palette is going to be perfect for me, and it's going to be something that I would really wear. I also do prefer more warm tones over the cool tones. So, you know, having the gray matte and the blue matte, I just wanted to have something that was a little warmer, but I think this brown isn't particularly warm. We'll see what it looks like when it all comes together. But let's go ahead and get into the swatches and the brands that I chose. And usually I have a shade that kind of starts it all off. The one shade I think, and I'm not going in this order, but this shade here from Clionadh, Ripple, I think this is the one I thought about first. And then this shade by Looxi, Atlantis. Those are the two shades that initially I said I'm gonna have those in my palette. So let's get into this. The first shade we have is from Sydney Grace. It is the shade Hot Stuff. From Clionadh Cosmetics, this is Abrasion. From Clionadh Cosmetics, one of their circle shades, this is Spruce. From Looxi Beauty, we have Atlantis. From Sydney Grace, we have hashtag It's a Boy. Next, we have a Tiny Dancer from Terra. Another from Terra, we have the shade Call Me. All right, so I've never done this before, and this kind of faded off, so I have to fix it up because I was cooking. I felt like Atlantis and Tiny Dancer were too similar, so I'm making a game time decision. I am going to take out Atlantis from Looxi Beauty, and I'm gonna put in Cinnamon Sugar from Terra instead. So here is Cinnamon Sugar. Looks like a duochrome actually. This name just reminded me of like something with winter, so that's what we're doing. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch it where Atlantis was. Those blues were just too similar for me. Crazy thing is, in the pan, I thought Atlantis, I mean, if you look at them side by side, this one just seems a lot deeper. This one seems more gray, but swatched, they were too similar for me. So moving on, we have the shade Ripple from Clionadh. From Sydney Grace, we have Dusk. That didn't swatch great, but it's gonna be great on the eye. And last, my other hot chocolate shade from Sydney Grace is the shade Plummet. So here is my Winter Wonderland palette. As always, let me know what you think about this color story. It just reminds me of something icy and wintry. So I am happy with this palette. I'm gonna do a look on each eye. Let me tell you what's on my face. So I've had my makeup on all day and I am just really happy with how my makeup is looking at the end of the day. I did not touch up anything for this video at all. I wore the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Foundation. I have on my Dior concealer. I didn't use any type of color corrector today with it. I have on the Tatcha, the loose radiant powder, the finishing powder. I didn't use any bronzer. I have on the Laura Mercier liquid blush in Southbound, which is kind of faded off nicely, but I think you can still see it a little bit. And that's it. And for my lips, I'm wearing, well, I was wearing Victoria Beckham Posh lipstick in Spice. This is the new one. I just got it. So kind of gives you that like foundation lip look that I like. I love this shade. And I'm gonna prime my eyes off camera with the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. So let's get into these looks. Before we start these looks, I just wanna say I lied. I'm not wearing any foundation. I put on the Dior concealer and I just kind of blended it out around here and that's it. And then I put the Tatcha powder all over. I just thought about that. No foundation today. Can't. All right, let's do this. What a predicament. Let me get my door line. Can't do it without the door line. Hold on. Door line is my new best friend, y'all. New best friend. So hold on. Hey, Marky.
Where the chicken?
Where the chicken, they're tenders. They're in the oven. They need like 10 more. They're tenders and they need about 5 minutes, okay?
Some more mac and cheese. No, the cheesy mac and cheese.
You're not gonna say hi. You're just gonna okay. Get his cheesy. What is it? Cheesy rice. Okay, we're ready. Okay, yes. I think I know what I'm gonna do for the first look. The first shade we're gonna start with is the shade. I was gonna call it Mom Ride. It's not called Mom Ride. First shade we're gonna start with is Plummet. And I'm going to be using a What's Up Beauty R104 brush. Just a very tapered, fluffy blender. Let's zoom. So I'm just making this a really light transition. I have to try that gray shade out too because that swatch was not what I'm accustomed to. So we'll see about that at some point. And I'm just circling this around. Very pretty blend. Let's do a little more. You know, I could use another set of these What's Up Beauty brushes. They're really good. Maybe they'll have a sale for Black Friday. So I don't see much from this brand, but that looks good. It's nice and blended and soft. You know, let's do something different. And I'm not sure what this is gonna look like, but we're gonna try it. Let's take It's a Boy, navy blue, let's put it here. I don't think I'm gonna be disappointed because blue and brown really look nice together. And I'm just gonna put some right here. So we have the snow and we've got the hot chocolate. I'm gonna leave that space open in the middle for the shimmer. And I definitely wanna go into hot stuff. We're gonna see what that looks like with the door line. I've never used it with my Sydney Grace shades, so I don't really get any fallout, but let's just see. I have the door line here and I'm gonna go into hot stuff and just tap it in. So that's what it looks like on the back of my hand. And let's just put that in the middle. Oh my God, what has taken me so long to discover door line? Why didn't anybody tell me about this stuff? because this has changed the entire game for me. Like, it's just making it a liquid. Look how pretty that is. I can still take some on my finger and make it really foiled, but it is definitely sticking to that. That's really pretty. Let's do this. Let's take Tiny Dancer. Why not? I'm just gonna use the same brush, tapping it really lightly into the door line. I mean, this is like no effort. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of a shade. Oh, this reminds me of something I could do with my Melt Blueprint palette, but the quality of the shimmers. Some of the shimmers in Blueprint are great, but I'm just saying the quality of what this is doing is just unmatched. Okay. All right. I actually love this. Wow. I'm also going to take Tiny Dancer and let's see if we can use it under here. Dipping it in the door line just a little bit. I don't think I've... Is what almost done? I gave it to you in a bowl on the table. That's how you see you and your iPad. You don't even know what's going on. I gave him his creamy mac and cheese or broccoli cheese rice. Look at that. Oh. And then definitely want to go into Ripple. No, I'm using Doorline for this as well. This is a really flaky shade. And I feel like I don't use Ripple a lot because of the flakiness. But no more. But no more. Please get y'all some Doorline. Like, I don't even know what else to say. This is like the best thing I've ever discovered when it comes to eyeshadow. Besides eyeshadow brands. But like, this, I can't. All right, that's the first look. I mean, what else do we need? What else do we need? We need nothing. We need nothing else. So into that. Here's what it looks like from afar. Okay, let me calm down. So we're gonna go into the gray for look 2 because we need to test it out because it was looking mighty dry. So let's go into Dusk here, see what we've got going on. I think she's still good. So maybe it's just the swatch, but she's working just fine. And I love how you can diffuse this out and it doesn't blend away. Like, it's just lightening up, going back in. Now this is really nice, really nice. Okay, so for this look, we've got to go into Abrasion. Taking the same brush. This is a Sigma, I'm not sure what this is, but it's a lid shader. So it's flat, going into Abrasion, right into my little palette of Doorline shades. And let's see, I don't have as much of the Doorline on this shade, but look at Abrasion, look how beautiful that is. That is, I can't. This is why for Black Friday, it's me, Terra Moons, and Clionadh. That is it. Maybe a couple Davina shades I've had my eye on, but most likely Terra Moons, Clionadh. That's it. Gonna go into Spruce, the circle shade from Clionadh. Put that in the front portion. Blends beautifully. Matter of fact, Spruce picks up on some of these gorgeous reflex that are in Abrasion. Let me get a little more of Abrasion. Really, really pretty. Cinnamon Sugar, I really want to use I have 2 shades left. I think I'm gonna go with Cinnamon Sugar. I'm probably not gonna use Call Me. Possibly didn't need both of those shades in this palette. So here it is with Cinnamon Sugar. Cinnamon Sugar is really deceiving with how it looks. If I take a little bit of Call Me on top, that's just gonna brighten it up a little. All right, let's get a lower lash line going. I'm just going into Dusk for the lower lash line. And there's look number 2. I'm gonna put on my liner and my mascara, and I'll be back to wrap up the video. All right, you guys, here is the finished look. Oh my gosh. Take back everything I said about blues. Take back everything I said about blues. Oh. Let me know what you think. I'm excited. So to finish off this look, all I did was take this ColourPop liner. I think it's the shade Prance or Prancer. It is really old, but it's going strong. It is this matte blue right here. You see it? Here's the shade here. I don't know if this shade is still available, but I love this. I've really had it for a while. I just put that on the lower lash line, and then I use the SMI Beauty Rubber Lash Mascara. I'm in love with both of these looks. Let me see. I don't know if I can choose a favorite. I mean, of course, I love this kind of bronzy shade in the middle of this look, but I love how this look turned out as well. I think this is a tie for me. So let me know which look you like the best. I think this is gonna be the one. I love the smoke now that I'm looking at it from afar. Totally forgot to tell you that this whole BYOP series is an open collab. If you're a content creator here on YouTube or on Instagram, please feel free to join us. One thing that we do is at the end of each video, we share what the palette theme is gonna be for the next month. So I'm getting ready to share that now. The only other rule is that you can only pick 10 shades. Before I get into that though, I didn't change any of the makeup that I had on. I kept everything the same. And I actually love having this really nude lip with these frosty wintry eyes. That's my type of look. Now next month, we did this last year. We did a reflection palette. That was one of the toughest palettes for me to come up with because the shades had to be a representation of the previous year. It was some bittersweet stuff in the last reflection palette that I did because my dog Cam had to be put down and just some other things, but there were some great things too. And I can link that video, but it was great because picking out those shades really gave me the perspective on what my year was like, you know? So I'm excited to do that this year, and I'm gonna try to start thinking on that early because it really does take some reflection to try to pick colors that match, you know, the vibe of the year. And there's so many different things that happen and go on, you know what I mean? So I'm excited to do that. If you do have Instagram and you create a palette or YouTube, please tag Kelly and I because I would love to see your palette. We would love to see your palettes and repost them. I can't wait to see the other palettes, and the other content creators, of course, are gonna be in the description box. So that's gonna be the topic for next month, and I'm really excited for that one as well. But in the meantime, let me know what you think about this Winter Wonderland palette. Is it giving you those frosty, icy vibes with a little toastiness? That's what this one is. Let me know what you think. With that being said, thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another BYOP video. I hope this was therapy for you. It always is for me. Until I see you again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice, stay safe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.